Welcome to the Shikshan Sanstha's Western Region English Medium YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn subject Science and Technology Part 1, Standard 9, Lesson name Acids, Bases and Salts. Video number 11. Acids, bases and salts. Substances are classified into three groups. When substances are studied scientifically, it is found that they contain acidic and basic substances. Foodstuffs are sour to taste. They are acidic in nature. For example, tamarind, lemon, etc. Foodstuffs are slippery or soapy to touch. They are basic in nature. For example, baking soda, potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, etc. Some substances are salts. They produce by the reaction of an acid with a base. For example, sodium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, etc. Some compounds are seen to have H plus as the basic radical in their molecules. These are all acids. Some compounds are seen to have OH minus as the acidic radical in their molecule. All these compounds are bases. Those ionic compounds which have a basic radical other than H plus and acidic radical other than OH minus are called salts. Ionic compounds. The molecule of an ionic compound has two constituents, namely cation, positive ion or basic radical, and anion, that is negative ion or acidic radical. There is a force of attraction between these ions as they are oppositely charged, and that is called the ionic bond. Dissociation of ionic compounds. What does the word mean, dissociation? Dissociation, it is the action of disconnecting or separating or state of being disconnected. Here, on dissolving in water, an ionic compound forms an aqueous solution. What is meant by aqueous solution? It is the solution in which the solvent is water, that is solute. Ion and molecules are surrounded by water molecules and incorporated into network of bonds within the water, that is aqueous solution. In the solid state, the oppositely charged ion in the ionic compound are sitting side by side. When an ionic compound begins to dissolve in water, the water molecules push themselves in between the ions of the compound and separate them each other. That is to say, an ionic compound dissociates while forming an aqueous solution. Arrhenius' theory of acids and bases. The Swedish scientist Arrhenius put forth a theory of acids and bases in the year 1887. This theory gives definitions of acid and bases. An acid is a substance which, on dissolving in water, gives rise to H plus ion as the only cation. For example, HCl hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, H2CO3, carbonic acid. Base. A base is a substance which, on dissolving in water, gives rise to OH minus ion as the only anion. For example, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. Classification of acids and bases. Strong and weak acids, bases and alkali. Acids and bases are classified into strong and weak types on the basis of extent to which they dissociate in their aqueous solution. Strong acid. On dissolving in water, a strong acid dissociates almost completely and the resulting aqueous solution contains H plus ion. For example, hydrochloric acid, HNO3, nitric acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, HBr hydrogen bromide. Weak acid. On dissolving in water, a weak acid does not dissociate completely and the resulting aqueous solution contains H plus ion. For example, H2CO3, carbonic acid, CH3COOH, acetic acid. Strong base and weak base. Strong base. On dissolving in water, a strong base dissociates almost completely, and the resulting aqueous solution contains mainly OH minus ions. For example, NaOH sodium hydroxide, AOH potassium hydroxide. Weak base or dissolving in water, a weak base does not dissociate completely, and the resulting aqueous solution contains a small proportion of OH minus ion. For example, NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide. Alkali. The bases which are highly soluble in water are called alkali. For example, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are strong alkalis, while NH3 is weak alkali. NH3, that is ammonia. Do understand the concept and revise at home. Thank you.